So, what if the future of travel isn't really about where you go, but why you go? We're seeing this massive shift away from just booking a place to actually building an entire meaningful experience. Today, we're going to dive into this whole idea using a pretty amazing new tourism playbook from Sri Lanka that's totally flipping the script on the modern journey.
Okay, so this isn't just some random path in the woods. This is a marker on the Camino de Santiago in Spain. And for centuries, this trail has been less about the destination and way more about the transformation that happens along the way. It's a physical journey that stands for something so much deeper. And that is exactly the idea we're going to explore.
And wow, this quote from our source material just nails it, right? Travel as a journey of the heart. This is the core change we're talking about. Modern marketing isn't just selling you a hotel room anymore, it's inviting you on a path to find a little bit of spiritual renewal. And that leads us right into our first big idea, the incredible power of a story. It's the difference between just saying, hey, this place is beautiful, and giving someone a really deep reason why they absolutely need to experience it for themselves. So, what is that secret sauce? Why do some places stick with us forever while others are just, a nice backdrop for a few photos? It's not about the location itself, it's the meaning, the narrative that we attach to it. It really all comes down to the story. Journeys like the Camino connect with us so deeply because they tap into these things we all crave, right? Things like self-discovery, finding a community, a bit of inner feeling, and just realizing that experiences are worth so much more than things. These are the ingredients of a story that people truly feel. Okay, so that all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? How does a whole country, or even just a small local tour guide, find their own core message and build a story that people will actually want to be a part of? Now, take a look at this. This is where it gets really interesting. On the left, you've got the world-famous Camino. And on the right, that's Sri Lanka's secret mountain, Sri Pada. The source material basically asks us to imagine telling the story of Sri Pada in the exact same way, not just as a hike, but as this profound pilgrimage, a real journey of the soul. And this slide just breaks down that difference perfectly. The old way was all business. Here are our beaches, book now. But the new way, it's all about connection. It makes you, the traveler, the hero of your own adventure, inviting you into a story where you can feel something real. So, if we're going to make the traveler the hero, we have to actually understand them. And these days, just knowing someone's age and where they're from, well, it's not nearly enough. You have to understand what really drives them, what they're truly looking for in a journey. To make this whole idea a bit more real, the source material introduces us to a few different types of travelers. So first up, let's meet Liam. You can kind of guess from the picture, right? He's a total adventurer at heart, really driven by a love for getting out there and having authentic experiences. So let's break down what makes Liam tick. He's not looking for a quiet beach holiday, that's for sure. He wants that adrenaline rush and a genuine connection. Notice how his motivations, adventure, local food, real interaction, paint such a clear picture. The key takeaway here? You wouldn't try to sell him a luxury spa. You'd sell him an unforgettable expedition. All right, now let's do a complete 180 and meet a totally different kind of traveler. Where Liam is all about the thrill, our next person, Leah, is searching for something a little more tranquil. So Leah also loves adventure, but her motivation is completely different. For her, values like sustainability are an absolute must, and practical things, like finding good vegan food, will literally make or break her decision. And here's the really crucial part. Businesses that get this, the ones that cater to her specific values and needs, they don't just get a booking, they earn her loyalty for life. And for our last persona, let's look at a group that is a huge and growing part of the travel world. This modern family isn't just looking for a vacation. They're looking for a bonding experience. They want activities that bring them closer together and teach their kids something new about the world. Ultimately, what they're buying isn't just a trip, it's a lifetime of shared memories. And the really important thing to remember here is that these traveler profiles, they're not set in stone. They're always changing. Just take surfing. It used to be seen as this male-dominated thing, but now women make up 36% of surfers, and that number is climbing fast. It's a perfect example of how paying attention to these shifts can open up whole new markets. Okay, so you've found your story. You know exactly who you're talking to. The final piece of the puzzle is connection. How do you actually meet these travelers in the digital world where they're dreaming, planning, and booking everything? Think of your website as your digital front door. And honestly, building one is way easier than you might think. You just need a platform that's easy to use, a name people can remember, content that tells your awesome story, and of course, a super clear way for people to get in touch with you. Every single step is about making it easier for them and building trust from that very first click. And of course, you need people to actually find your front door, right? That's where this thing called SEO comes in. And don't worry, it sounds technical, but it's basically just about using the words your ideal traveler, like Liam searching for a Sri Lanka surf camp, or Leah looking for an eco lodge, would actually type into Google. It's simple, but it's so effective. Now, part of being online is understanding the whole ecosystem. And OTAs, or online travel agencies, are massive players. Think of them like the giant online malls for travel, where people can compare and book everything. For any tourism business, getting listed on these sites can be a huge boost. But here's the thing. Whether it's your own website, your SEO strategy, or a listing on a big OTA, the goal underneath it all is always the same. These aren't just tools to get a booking. They are channels for building a real human connection with your audience. And it all leads to the ultimate goal, which I think is captured perfectly in this final quote. You want to create an experience that's so profound, so memorable, that your guests basically become your biggest fans. They go home, they share their stories, and they inspire a whole new wave of travelers to come find you. I mean, that's the holy grail of modern marketing. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. In a world that's absolutely packed with destinations, it's no longer the place that wins. It's the most powerful story. So what unforgettable story will you choose to tell?